Hey y'all. Welcome to the Healing Lifestyle Podcast. I am your host, Shonda Domingo Brown. I'm a medium and movement healer, and I'm here to share with you guys all things ancestral healing as a lifestyle, and what that looks like in our day to day life as we navigate family, our own spiritual wounds, and life in general. Okay. So, in this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 things that I like to use when it comes to shifting your energy when you are having a just overwhelming day. Your day is doing the most, and you just don't know if you coming or going, and you still trying to push through. Um, I had a week like that last week. I have twin boys. They are 4 years old, and this is my first rodeo navigating summer camp, navigating them just growing up and evolving and becoming and developing more into just being two completely different people. In between that, my business is evolving. I'm evolving. I'm shifting and I'm still learning myself and uncovering so much about my world. And we started having things like I had to pick the boys up early from camp. One had a toothache, one had an accident, one got super bit bad by mosquitoes. So as soon as I was finding myself in this flow, I would always have to stop to go get them and pick them up, do last minute dentist appointments and last minute doctor's appointments. And listen, that's just the way my life is set up right now. And I'm very, very aware of that. And I don't mind it. But what I did notice was my energy, the way my energy started shifting, the way my mood started shifting. I wasn't here for it. And I was like, man, I got to do something about this. I don't like this. I don't want to take my mood out on the boys. I don't want to take the mood out on my husband, my partner. I was like, I need to come back home to myself. I need to ground so that I have the capacity and the energy and the heart space to manage and deal with everything that was going on for us. So I did these 5 things throughout the week last week. Sometimes I did all 5 in one day. Sometimes I got 1 out of 5 in one day, but whatever I did, it was enough for me. And it really is just going right back to the things that we should be doing or the things that you might be doing on a daily. And I noticed that I needed to reconnect back to all of these things and that I was slowly but surely getting out of my flow. So it made me feel like I attracted I don't even want to say chaotic, but I attracted the ability to not be in the space to handle those moments because I was a little bit out of my flow. So, all right, y'all, here we go. First thing I did was I journaled. I just took a moment, I stopped everything, I journaled, and I meditated. So I like to keep a good notebook on me. Shout out to all my journalers out there. Okay, I like to keep a good journal on me, whether it's in my purse. I keep one at my studio. I got a few at my house, in the office. I got them in my bedroom. I keep a good journal on me. It's something that has helped me work on doing things like oversharing, talking too much, not giving people a chance to actually participate in a conversation with me. Journaling has helped me just be in a conversation, be with my thoughts, and not feel like I gotta call everybody and their great grandma for their advice and their opinion to deal with the things that I'm dealing with in my head. It's been a game changer. And so I set my booty down and I just started journaling. I started journaling about how I was feeling. I started journaling about the mom guilt that was kicking in from everything that was happening. I started journaling about the things that was making me upset. I journaled about the things that I didn't anticipate. And as I journaled, and what I love about the power of journaling is that when you start journaling all those things out, that's when you are able to really start connecting the dots. You start seeing that maybe there's actually a trigger coming up for you. So it's not that things are even chaotic. You're being triggered and you're so busy transitioning into flight and fight mode that you're not slowing down enough to realize that you're being triggered. There's a wound happening. I'm a firm believer especially when you're on your healing journey, everything is happening for you. Nothing is happening to us, everything is happening for us. So I sat down and I journaled, and my journal prompt for myself was, why is this happening for me? Even in my aggravation, even in my frustration, even in my like, what is happening? I slowed down and I was like, why is this happening for me? Like, please, spirit, ancestors, why is this happening for me? And I just started writing about how I was feeling, and I was able to start connecting the dots. And they're like, you're shifting your focus. You're not putting enough time on home. We know it's a lot. We know you have a lot to manage, but you have to evolve how you manage it. You have to shift how you manage it when it comes to your life. And then I also, the lesson was I needed to be okay with surrendering and letting things be. It showed me that I was still trying to control. I thought I wanted to control the way I felt the day was supposed to go. That's why I was mad. I wanted the day to go my way. And it's like, no, see, you still got to work on control. You still got to work on trusting that the day is going to go that the way it needs to go, and that the day is going to go for your highest good. You let your control fall in. You let your control slip in instead of just trusting. Trusting that even though you may be out of your flow and out of your schedule, it's still happening for your highest good. We might have had a blessing for you on the other side of that. But you're so busy getting in your feelings that things didn't go your way, you're going to miss your blessing. And I was like, ah, control. Okay, let me go heal that. Control is in our root chakra. It's in the lower half of our bodies. So what I did after that is I needed to move that energy out of the lower half of my body. So for you, that could look like you go to the gym and you get in a good leg workout. Maybe you go hop on the elliptical machine. Maybe you go ride on your bike, right? For me, that was a walk. So I live in New Orleans. I love City Park. I love Audubon Park. I actually love walking in really nice neighborhoods because I'm trying to manifest and shift into a new life for me and my family. So I like walking in neighborhoods that have the homes that I dream and that I'm manifesting for us. And so I just took a walk. I took a walk in the neighborhood, and I liked it because they have beautiful, man, it's beautiful trees. So I still feel connected to nature. I love seeing what insects cross my path. Like if I see a butterfly, I love seeing if I see a bird because I love receiving signs and synchronicities from my ancestors when I'm on those walks. I know that they're with me. I know that they're hearing my thoughts. They're hearing my confirmations, my prayers, my conversations with them. I know that they're listening. And so I took a walk, y'all. I got all that energy out of my lower body and I felt amazing. Just after doing those two things, just after journaling and just after going for a walk, I could start to feel my energy shift. And I forgot to mention to you guys, one of the things I always recommend, even after you journal, if you're doing a free write, if you're doing a prompt, like no matter what that is, I highly encourage that you always end every journaling session with writing down what you're grateful for, because then you really, to me, that's how you can kind of close that session out for yourself. That's how you agree with your mind and with your body that, okay, I got this out and now let's shift. I got this out and I'm not going to allow myself to marinate in this. I'm not going to allow myself to just sit in these low vibrational feelings. I honor that that's where I'm at. I've journaled out. I've connected the dots, or I trust that the dots will be revealed and connected for me. Now, let me remind myself of what I'm still sitting in gratitude, of what I have around me and what I am surrounded by to be grateful for. Whether that's your lights are on, you actually got food in your fridge, you made your bed up this morning. No matter what that is, I like to write out anywhere between 5 to 10 things that I am grateful for, and that shifts the entire. That is like the beginning of the shift for me. And then again, I went for a walk. That was, I felt, y'all, I felt so much better after that. I was like, whoo, all right, child, we on to something positive, okay? And then step three, do something that nourishes your like soul, that nourishes your body. This is when I say you want to get like a fresh meal. This isn't the time to go get the pizza or to go get the donut. This ain't that time. This is not the time. This ain't it. This ain't it. Okay. You want to get a fresh meal, something that has veggies, something that's hearty, something that feels really, really good for you. You want to get yourself some nice tea, like nourishing your body, drinking some nice cold water. Maybe you put some lemons in it. Maybe you put some mint in it. Whatever that feels like for you. This is the time to truly reconnect back with yourself and nourish your body. Fill your cup so that you have the space and the capacity to do what you need to do to take care of your family. It's time that you check out for a second and you pour into you, and then you get to expand. Your energy expands, right? So for me, I love, so my studio is down the street from Laurel Street Bakery. Let me tell y'all something. Laurel Street Bakery, y'all already know how I feel about y'all, but they have introduced me to tomato basil soup. I've learned how to make it at home now, okay? And so I went and got me some tomato basil soup. And maybe you want to cook yourself a fresh meal. It's you putting your energy into what you're eating. I love going there because everyone there has such bright spirits. They are always like, hey, Shonda girl. Like, I feel loved when I walk into there. And I needed that energy. I needed that love. And I knew that that energy was going into that food because the reality of life is I ain't feel like cooking. Okay, so that is what I did for myself. And you might want to go to the library and just be and read a book, whatever that feels like nourishing yourself, whatever is nourishing for you. I love going to my other favorite cafe in New Orleans is La Boulangerie. They have great pastries and fresh food, and it's such a good vibe. It's always really beautiful when you get to go when the sun is out there. Take a moment to nourish yourself. I recommend this with food and eating those fresh, healthy veggies. Right? I knew it was my root chakra being triggered, so I made sure I ate something that was red. That's why I wanted the tomato basil soup. My root chakra, you eat those grains. You want your brown rice. You want things that grow out of the ground. Ginger is really good for the root chakra. I like to think things that have eggplant in it. That's just like my root chakra go-tos. You can do potatoes, right? Oh my gosh, you can do raspberries, you can do radishes. All those things that really nourish the energy of what is coming up for you, what's being triggered for you. And then the fourth thing I did, y'all, I took a bath. I sat my booty down and I took a bath. And for me, baths are healing. Baths are healing, but there are also sometimes when you just need to take a moment and you need to detox your body. You need to get that energy out your body. If you're just starting doing your healing baths, you can just do sea salt or pour some Epsom salt in there. Go get you the nice Epsom salt that come with some eucalyptus or some lavender. And when you get yourself through that day, after you nourish your body, you take your walk and you then journal, sit down in that bath. I love playing frequency music of the chakra that is calling for my attention. So I play like some root chakra frequency music. I also love neo soul instrumentals. So I'll listen to all of that and I will just let my body be. If something comes up while I'm sitting there, and when I say something, I just mean things that I think about, or maybe I start hearing my ancestors talk to me. Things like that might happen sometimes when I'm in a bath, and sometimes I just be. I just be. I let my body be. And I just breathe. Sometimes you just need to get in the bath and just breathe. Now, for my herbal people out there, I love using like sage, basil, rosemary, thyme. Those are really good go to herbs that's probably in your kitchen that you can throw into a little sachet. You can throw into a piece of cloth and you can drop that right in your bath. Set your intention for your bath, what you need to release, what you need to let go. Maybe your intention is that you just want to be. Maybe your intention is that you just want a moment. That is what you get to do for yourself in that bath. And if you go over to the Domingo Training website, I have all of the different baths that I use, all the herbal baths that I put together if you just want to buy one and you like, child, let me just get one. I'm not about to do all of that. You can do that too and go to the website. Now, the fifth thing is, and this, let me tell y'all, this right here, this right here has been a game changer in my healing journey. Like, I love like my foundation of ancestral connection, working with my crystals and working with my herbs and using movement. That is my foundation. That is the bedrock to what I believe in and everything that I do. The piece that I was missing was my mindset. And I kept telling myself that my mindset was going to just happen on its own. And I was underestimating the work and the effort that shifting my mindset and reprogramming my mind needed. I like to say it's like when you're healing and you're using all of your other tools, right? You got somebody gave you like a brand new iPhone. You got the iPhone, you got the case, you got the charms that go on it, and then you try to turn it on and that thing got an operating system of an iPhone 5. And you like, I can't even this thing, the battery lasts for 5 seconds. I can't even do nothing with this. When we start to reprogram our mindset, when we start to shift the conversations that we are having with ourselves, that is when we give our phones, our brains, our bodies, our souls, our spirits the correct operating system to move about life. And don't get me wrong, that takes practice and that takes work, but it is game changer and it is absolutely necessary and critical in order for us to truly begin to feel all of the hard healing work that we're doing with every other tool that we have. And so the other thing I did was I started shifting my conversation with myself. So for you, this might look like pulling your journal back out and writing your conversation with yourself. I'm trying to become better at speaking out loud, speaking with power, speaking with love, speaking with empathy, but also speaking with confidence and figuring out what my voice sounds like. And so I started shifting my conversation with myself. I was like, you know what? Everything today is working out for my highest good. Everything today is working out for my highest good. I approve of myself. I approve of myself. I started shifting the conversation instead of being like, well, I'm gonna figure it out, well, here we go. It's another day. We'll see what happens. Like, no, 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 no. Because all that's doing is attracting the continued low vibrational experiences and thoughts and behavior patterns. You're not giving yourself the opportunity. You have an opportunity here to shift your thinking. You have an opportunity here to update your operating system. And so I shifted the behaviors that I wanted to have, the thinking that I wanted to have. My children are healthy and happy. It didn't mean that I went into denial about what was happening. I still handled my business. Then I also shifted because I'm learning the power and the energy that goes behind our words and our thoughts. And I promise y'all, once I started to shift that conversation with myself, I'm going to try to put a link in the show notes to a course that I took that changed everything for me when it came to the conversations I was having with myself. It's called Soul Aligned by Ashlina Caposta. And Homegirl changed everything for me when it came to neuro-linguistic programming. And I'm very grateful to her for that, for having that course. And I'm going to put the link in the show notes for y'all to have that. But when I started shifting that conversation with myself, y'all, I swear it felt like everything was over. It felt like I was on the other side of everything because I immediately started looking at everything from a complete perspective. I immediately started having this solution based mindset. I was looking for solutions instead of looking for it to get worse, instead of looking for everything else to follow, be a problem. And I felt so alive and on fire after I did all of these 5 steps. After I meditated and I journaled, I went for that walk. I got me a good meal. When I got home and got the family together, I knew I was going to take that bath. I wasn't bending on that for nothing, okay? And then I shifted my conversation with myself throughout that entire day, throughout all of those other entire steps. I was shifting my conversation with myself. I was shifting my thoughts. I started playing, I'll put the link in the show notes. I started playing YouTube videos that just had affirmations playing on loop. It's just, I was just really intentional about what I was feeding my brain and my mind. I knew I went home, I did a meditation. This is a bonus. I did a meditation with some crystals. I pulled out my red jasper. I pulled out my pyrite. I pulled out my tiger's eye for energy and for courage and to keep me grounded. I put all of those on my root chakra. And I said, let's go. And I shifted the complete energy. I felt it in my body. Like the shift of the energy. I could feel my outlook. I could feel that all of those things needed to happen, not just so I could convince myself, but I felt my literal energy shift. And I was like, I gotta share this with everybody. So when you're having those days, oh wait, I got a bonus, y'all. I'm looking in my notes. The bonus is also to serve and give love. And one of the things I did in that moment, I was very intentional about still being present for other people who needed me. I was still very intentional in adding value to my sessions with my clients. I was still very intentional in loving on them extra and serving them in any other way I saw fit and going above and beyond for them. And believe it or not, because I was nourishing myself, and I was intentionally just wanting to give loving energy to other people, being compassionate instead of being like, I ain't got time for that right now. Can you please? I was like, no, let me show up for people. Because that's something that I'm also healing from it and working on. So I'm like, man, let me show up for people. And y'all, I mean, the way my energy shifted at the end of each day was game changer. And I made sure each and every day throughout that week that I did those steps. I journaled and I meditated. I took a walk. I had a nourishing meal. I took me a bath at the end of every night. And I was vigilant about the conversations I was having with myself, the music I was listening to, the things that I watched. I knew it was all going to be attached to the programming in my mind, to the narratives that I would begin to feed myself. And it turned, I think, any other day where I probably would have had some type of breakdown and been sitting in mom guilt and frustrated and clicking out on everybody, it didn't even happen. And for me, that showed me the lessons and the growth in my healing journey, because the old me would have got overwhelmed and would have got sarcastic and pessimistic and trying to wrap it up in optimism, knowing that that's what it wasn't. And so I am very grateful for these steps and for these tools, and I want to share it with you guys. If you need any meditations, head over to my YouTube channel. I have meditations for forgiveness, meditations for letting go over control, meditations for cleanse and renewal. That's actually the meditation that I did throughout the week. I did my cleanse and renewal meditation to just give me a clean slate every morning. Give me a clean slate every morning. And I also, if you go on the website, I have my baths that you can buy. I have crystals that you can purchase. If you need any ancestral readings to connect to your ancestors and learn about your wellness, learn about how your wounds are showing up for you in your body and what that needs to look like with how you take care of yourself, go ahead and book your session and let's connect. Let's do the darn thing. So thank you guys so much for listening. I'll be sharing a lot more lifestyle tips and all the things. If there's things that you guys want to know about, you got any questions, shoot me a message, shoot me an email, shoot me a DM on Instagram, leave me a comment on YouTube, and let's connect. All right, take care, y'all. Sending y'all all the love and happy healing.